avoid this result. It's extremely dangerous.
What's up, welcome back to episode 4 of season 1 of my F2016 career mode on my channel. As you can see right there on your screens, the parts that I wanted fitted has now been fitted, and that's an upgrade level on our engine power on the ignition system, and that'll give us an extra 8 brake horsepower on the horsepower we already have. And obviously, a bit more information: enhanced ignition system controls spark plug timing in a more efficient manner, thus creating additional engine power. And obviously, in a car that's as slow as this has, more engine power is key to us obviously being successful, and even more than that we obviously were on hard difficulty. Now, I am still losing the rivalry against Vettel, but hopefully that can change this weekend in Sochi, one of my favourite tracks as well, alongside a few others that I've mentioned before. Anyway, let's get into qualifying session 1. And yeah, I don't really do practice one or everything, so let's skip to that, and I'll be back guys in just a sec. Just before we get into Q1, here are our goals for this weekend in Sochi. We need to qualify 15th or above. 14th, sorry. We need to make sure we qualify above our rival Sebastian Vettel again. Now we're on hard difficulty, like you should see in Bahrain. That'll be quite difficult. Not Bahrain, sorry, China. And obviously we didn't manage to outdo Vettel there. And obviously we need to beat Roman Grosjean, which is something that we have been able to do this season so far. Anyway, now we'll be able to get into the Q1, so let's get into it. So here we are, we're in the garage for the start of Q1. Let's head out and do a flying lap. If we get to Q3, then I will consider then doing a drive-out lap like I did obviously last episode in China. Anyway, let's see how we get on this weekend in Sochi, which is in Russia. Again, a really cool track, and you know, the scenery around is pretty insane as well, if you ask me. Anyway, we're obviously not here to look at the scenery as nice as it is. We're here to obviously do well and again try and exceed Haas's expectations of us. They expect us to only finish 14th or above. Hopefully obviously we can beat that. The main key obviously will be getting out of Q1. It'll be quite embarrassing if we fail to do that, so if we can manage to do that, then you know, it's all Gucci and nothing to worry about. We have been able to get out of Q1 in every single session so far this F1 calendar and this season, or series, whatever you want to call it, that we're doing. Series, I suppose. And obviously, like I mentioned, we are on hard difficulty. I did bump it up to hard, and the fact that it was on hard difficulty was quite evident, if you ask me, when we went to China. Because I thought it was way too easy for me. I mean, I even won a race on, and that was on medium difficulty. So I thought, yep, you know, let's bump it up to hard now, because we don't want to be constantly winning races. And you know, and as much as nice as it is, sorry, to win races, obviously we shouldn't really be winning races in a car like this has. But we should see a better performance. A better performance, sorry, in terms of how quick we go in a straight line. As obviously I did upgrade the part that I thought was quite key to upgrade, and that was better straight line speed. Anyway, let's not get bogged down by our straight line speed at the moment. Ricardo set the fastest lap of this session so far, and obviously that is a benchmark for us to beat. I believe we managed to outdo him there and go 1 second faster than him, which is nice to see. Sainz with a 144.7, the Toro Rosso driver going a bit quicker than Ricardo right there. That's probably only Ricardo's warm-up lap. Probably go much quicker on this secondary lap. Go around the corner there, believe on standard actually, and then for this rather small run to the line, we'll put it back up to Rich. Not that it'll make any bit of difference. So we sent a 143.4, and for now that is the fastest lap of Q1. Again, obviously, it will not matter how we do in Q1, as it doesn't really matter what position you finish in if you're concentrating on getting into Q3. So for now, I'll head back to the garage. I want to save these tyres, and if we obviously need to go out for another run, I will. Let's have a little look on the session information that we have, and obviously, as expected, Hamilton has already beaten our time, and I'd expect that. I mean, you know, he's in a much quicker car than us, and obviously the Mercedes, so to speak. But we are slotted in between the Mercs at the moment, so you know, that's not too bad if you ask me. And we're beating Vettel at the moment, although he's just gone up to 3rd place, so we need to obviously bear that in mind. It'd be nice for us to hopefully do what the team wants this weekend and beat Vettel. It looks like that one lap is enough for us, and we are in 4th place at the end of Q1 in Russia. So if that's the basis of what this weekend is going to be like in terms of qualifying, I'm quite happy. So 4th place, not too bad. We're into Q2. So let's get straight into it without any further ado. And yeah, here we are. Straight into the next qualifying round. Might even go on soft tyres actually. They are a quicker tyre in comparison to the one we're obviously using right now, so perhaps that could be a good idea for us to go ahead and do, but let's not think about doing that. Let's go on another flying lap, and let's see how our first run on these tyres are, the super soft ones, or thinking about obviously maybe putting softs on. Because there are drawbacks to using soft tyres, obviously. They do wear out quicker than the super softs. Let's put it on to lean for now. We're not actually on a lap or anything, so we don't have to be pushing too hard or anything. You know, if I'm able to put in a lap like that and get fourth in the first qualifying session, you know, I'm quite pleased, to be honest with you. It's not P1, and you know, as much as I'd like to get pole and all that good stuff, I doubt it's going to be happening, because you know the big boys are still present in this qualifying session. We're talking about your Hamiltons, your Rosberg, and you know what I mean. Don't need to tell you any more of them. We're into the first section of the DRS sections that you get on the track. That's 2 per track, activating right there. Now on our first lap, it's key obviously for us to put in a really good lap and kind of set a benchmark time. I believe we are one of the first to go out, so we should be able to be the one who's setting that benchmark, unless someone's got out as soon as the time elapsed and decided to tick down. The arm rich for now until we get into the corner, then we can drop it down there. So our first sector is a 35.8. Obviously, at the moment we can't really tell if it's good or not, because nobody else has for the lap, but Hamilton has now. He's in 1:14 dead, and he was actually quickest, obviously, if you can remember, at the start of Q1 here. The retired F1 driver who's now come back after Bottas went to Mercedes. Perez beats out with 1:45.2, so you know, we're already getting a few battles for that top position. That's quite a good lap from a Mexican right there. Some say his fan, the biggest fan is Donald Trump, actually. Fair play to the guy. Anyway, let's not get bogged down by Donald Trump or anything. One dodgy thing I don't really like about that DRS section there, if you're not careful, you can't hit the wall like I did just there, because you know, going so quickly through there, you need to be able to control the car along with having DRS, and unfortunately I did let it slip a little bit there, and we managed to hit the wall, but it looks like it didn't really do any damage to our car, which is nice to see. Ricardo, again, he's had the quickest lap so far, and bottom of the rich mix, and we get a 1:43.3 on the board, and that is the fastest lap of this session so far, and our rival is in 3rd place, so we're beating him at the moment. Despite putting in DRS on and all that, we're going to head back to the garage. Obviously, if we get into the top 10, this is the tyres, these are the tyres, sorry, that we'll be starting Q3 on, and the race on as well. Well, as we won't be able to have free choice of changing the tyres. Track quite busy at the moment, so I'm not going to go out again. I don't really care about Rosberg taking that P1 off me. It's not really important at the moment, obviously. I think that's a solid enough time for us to be staying in the top part of the top 10. No chance of swallowing out, that is. And no, it doesn't look like it's going to. And we finish in 3rd place in Q2. Fortunately, it doesn't look like Grosjean managed to get through. No, he finished 16th. So, looks like the pressure's on me for this weekend as we finish in 3rd place in Q2. But it doesn't really matter if we finish 3rd, because it's all now down to this top 10 shootout session that obviously occurs in Q3. So, let's now drive out, get a feel for the car. Like I said, I would do this obviously if I got into the final qualifying session. And yeah, here we go. I'm going to make sure it's all clear for me. And we're going to go out behind one of the Force Indias. And yeah, we've already exceeded obviously the team expectations, but let's see if we can exceed one of our own personal ones, and that is to try and out-qualify the 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, who after Bahrain was revealed as our new teammate. And that's Hulkenberg's come out right there. So yeah, no need to really be pushing on this drive-up lap, this warm-up lap, so to speak, before we actually obviously put in a lap time. Obviously, in Q3, I think more than one run will be required, and you know, we're gonna try and push for pole if we can. But as you see, we weren't able to get pole in either the Q1 or Q2. It was normally the Merc-powered engines. You know, we're talking Mercedes and Williams and all that, which were the respective cars that got on pole. I believe it was Massa and Hamilton in both the sessions. Correct me if I'm obviously wrong. There we go. Hulkenberg in front of us right here in the Force India, the German, who's now joined Renault for the 2017 season. Let's see if we can get ahead of him right now, so we have some nice air when we start our lap. Well, I don't want to cause an issue with him and get involved with him, but we're able to get past. I don't know if that was my fault, or did I just cut across him a bit too much? Didn't give us a warning or anything, and luckily for us, that was a good thing we managed to get past him, as we're not going to be in his dirty air or anything. A nice thing would be obviously gaining a slip tune from him. And we're coming around what is the second to last corner, and obviously it's a really short run to the line here. So here we are on what's probably not going to be our only one in this session. This you could say kind of another warm-up lap, and with like 3 or 4 minutes left of the session, that's when the drivers tend to really put in a stonking lap. That's what happens in the real world I'm talking about anyway, and that's what we might have to obviously do here as well. Hopefully the weather's going to be just as nice as it is right here in qualifying in the race later on in this episode, and be nice if we can really do something special here in this qualifying session for Haas. I mean, we're in this qualifying session anyway, and even that's an amazing achievement as well. Obviously, depending on how we do on hard, I might even put it up to expert. I think the one above hard is. I mean, I'm seeing how difficult this is in comparison to how quite straightforward medium was actually, and it's not as easy like I've mentioned previous times now. Before, getting Q1s all the time and all that good stuff. So I need to bear that in mind, obviously. Now in this next DRS zone, and we come to end of it, managed to remain unscathed as we go through there, which is nice to see. I believe we said like a 1 minute 12 seconds in terms of how our sector 2 time was looking. Now our overall tap line was looking, actually I believe that's like 50 seconds or something like that. Obviously that's not what our second sector time was, 1 minute 12. That's how we're doing in terms of our overall lap. Anyway, I believe we can do a better lap than we've done here actually. Regardless of that, we set a 142.5, so that's the benchmark for the other drivers need to obviously try and beat it. Hulkenberg's gone second, I believe, and let's not waste any more fuel and degrade these tyres even more. Let's head into the garage and let's see how that lap time fares and whether it will require us to go out or not. Again, we're still first right there, so let's see how we do. Still 3 minutes left. I don't know if we're going to have to go and do another run here. It doesn't look like anybody else's actually. Or anybody else setting another time, and no, they're not. So, despite us being on hard difficulty, we've managed to get pole. And the Mercedes really not having a good qualifying free session at all. They're starting third and sixth, and we also managed to beat our rival. He's starting in 5th place. So, despite being on hard difficulty, we managed to put this Haas car on the front row on pole. So let's head into the race and see how we do in the race. But before that, we're going to see how our rivalry is doing in terms of us against Vettel this weekend in the rivalry update. So obviously you do get to qualifying, and then obviously we will skip ahead into the race. So let's see how we're faring against him. Got some more resource points obviously. Overachieved by 13 positions, so we get 50 resource points after doing that, and 100 in total plus 370. On our rivalry update, we should be seeing a lot of ticks now. And yeah, we thoroughly dominate Vettel in that particular qualifying session. Although we are still losing the rivalry by 3, but that's not bothering me too much. We did manage to pretty much outdo him in every possible way right there. Let's listen to what our agent has to say in terms of what we need to be looking at and hopefully achieving in the race.
Good luck.
So we need to finish 10th or above, and we're obviously doing that because we're starting on pole. Place higher in the race standings than Vettel, beat Romain Grosjean on our driver's championship target. It's still as it was, and that's to finish 15th or higher. So, without further ado, let's get into the race, and I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. Well, what I wanted is nice weather, but unfortunately we have not got that, and the weather is actually awful. But regardless of that, we are away here in Russia. It's intermediate conditions, and it's raining, and it's absolutely chucking it down, and we've already lost position to Lewis Hamilton. And yellow flags are out already, and Grosjean's out of our race. Out of the race, not our race. Apparently, I illegally overtook Lewis Hamilton. Okay, well, yeah, go past Hamilton. Fine, whatever. Yellow flag conditions at the moment as well, but we're now finally able to go properly racing again as the green flags reappear. So yeah, I didn't want it to rain, and Co-Master said, you know what, let's make this interesting. You're on pole, it's going to rain. And we are at the moment in first place, and obviously we've not seen a wet weather race like this since Australia. We finished 5th there. Although, I'm not too bothered about losing this P1 to Hamilton. Obviously he's got better grip than we have. And, as long as we can finish on the podium, that'd be quite nice. A win would be obviously even better. It'd obviously help us possibly cement third, or even get up to second in the driver's standings. I mean, to be able to even get pole position in this Haas is insane. You ask me. I don't want to get too close to the wall like I just did, but it would be nice to get past Hamilton. He's not exactly pulling away like I would expect him to. Obviously, even people like Hamilton struggle when it's raining. To be fair to us, it wasn't exactly we got pole position by like a couple of seconds. We only managed to just edge out Verstappen, who's down in 3rd place there. Hamilton being able to get the better of the both of us, and at the moment he is leading this race. And what a stark contrast weather is like in comparison to how it was in qualifying and what was like now, which is annoying if you ask me. We managed to sneak past Hamilton there. I mean, he pretty much left the door wide open. And, I'm going to take that position easily. Thank you very much, sir. So, we're now up to 1st place. And what's going to be key here is for us to hold on. And what I've noticed, and what I noticed in Australia, this car isn't too bad in the wet, actually, or in intermediate condition, whatever you want to call it. Haas getting points this weekend is key, and the pressure's all on us, obviously, after Grosjean managed to somehow retire at the start of the first lap. We got pretty wide there, but luckily it doesn't cost us too much time, and for now Hamilton is still behind us. No sign where Rosberg is. He might still be in 6th place, because I know Ricciardo, I did see another Red Bull behind Verstappen. Well, 1.2 seconds ahead of Hamilton here, although this race is not won yet. Hamilton was obviously the one who was behind us in Australia, and the one who overtook me when I left it on rich mix, but I'm keeping that open right now where it says fuel mix right there. I'm saving as much fuel as I possibly can to go ahead and burn it when I need to. But there's not really many opportunity here to go as quick as you possibly can, because your car will start sliding all over the place. Hamilton looks like has managed to get a little bit closer to us actually. We are still holding on here in Sochi. I mean, here's a really nice track in terms of the scenery and everything, as I did mention in qualifying. And we go 4.6 seconds quicker in sector 2 than we did do on the first lap, when we set at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And as that was going on, Ricciardo managed to go over Verstappen, but the Dutch driver, sorry, he's not Danish, has taken back over the Australian, the man from land down under. Cheeky accent right there. Like, if you ask me. Anyway, that aside, still in P1, the team expecting us to get 10 for above, and we are exceeding that by some margin at the moment, and we are still ahead of Vettel, so might be winning the rivalry for once. We obviously went into the race still 3 points behind in terms of the rivalry. Anyway, as my engineer did say right there, we did set the fast lap of the race. We set a 1:58.6, I do believe it was, and we are 1.2 seconds ahead of Vettel as we enter the 3rd lap of this race here in Sochi. Up next, I do believe, is Malaysia, if I'm correct in believing and saying. Well, we'll find out at the end of this episode. Anyway, let's not get bogged down by what's up next. Let's actually concentrate on keeping the car on the track and keeping this 1st position to us. I mean, I don't know, is this a bit of good luck? Because the Mercs, to be fair to them, had a pretty woeful Q3 session, starting in 6th and 3rd. So, when you think of the Mercs, you think P1 and P2 all the time. But maybe, they've just had issues this weekend. And, we did pretty well. We finished in P5 or above in all the qualifying sessions, and obviously, as you did see, managed to get pole. And we're still in 1st position. So Hamilton overtaking us, we managed to get him, and you know, overtake him, as he left quite a lot of space for us to exploit and take P1 off him again. And as I was talking right there, as you can see, the Australian Daniel Ricciardo has now passed the now Dutch Max Verstappen, not Danish. And we'll leave about 1.6 seconds as we near the end of lap 3 here in what has become a rather miserable race in terms of how the weather looks like. But a very good race for us at the moment. If you would obviously like me to up the difficulty level again, then I can do. Because, you know, there's probably people saying Haas winning another race. I mean, really? I can see where you're coming from, because this is just a Haas and I shouldn't really be winning races. But, you know, I've seen people on hard difficulty driving in manners and they're winning races. So, you know, I don't know if that's got anything to do with it in terms of the straight line speed or something. Maybe it's just down to do with the person who's driving the car and all that. I do use a pad, and I am using just an automatic way of driving this. I do have a wheel and everything, but you know, I've never really been able to test how good I am or bad I am with the wheel on this game yet. I was alright actually on F in 2015, but for now I am leaving it on the pad and leaving it in terms of on automatic for now. Got a warning there for exceeding track limits, and I have been doing that a little bit there, so I need to watch out for that. Fuel's going up, which is nice to see as well, so you know, got no issues in terms of running out of fuel just before crossing the line and losing this P1 at the moment, unless I obviously bum it up to hard and forget to not to hard, bum it up to Rich and forget to take it off Rich. And obviously on Thursday we will see Infamous Gankers be uploaded, and we will be seeing it uploaded this week, don't worry. Obviously didn't see it last week. Link section below will also take you to the video uploaded yesterday, which was Rocket League season again. That's what I'm calling those videos. And I got something a little special on Rocket League being uploaded next Monday. We'll have to wait until then to find out what I'm talking about. Bit of an enigma, so to speak. We go quicker again in that sector, so you know, despite chucking it down with rain, we are finding time. And obviously you do get a well, you get one over your rival if you set a faster lap of, in the race than now, and I believe we are doing that, as I have not seen Vettel's had a fastest lap of the race. And we're comfortable in terms of the gap we have here, and it'd be really nice if we are able to hold on to this P1 here and actually properly win a race instead of running out of fuel. Obviously I did win in Bahrain, but you didn't obviously see that. We said 157, sorry, 0.9, we're not that quick, jeez. 157.9, top 3 as it was on lap 3. Verstappen has lost his P3 out to Ricciardo, and we lead from Hamilton, and then him obviously. Grosjean is out of the race obviously, as you did notice on the first lap. Something happened there. There's actually some debris still up on the track, so you know, most of the races this season, nothing against Grosjean, will rely on us getting points in terms of Haas doing well. I'm really surprised right there I've not been given a penalty or anything, because a few times now I've exceeded the track limits right there. But obviously Charlie Whiting right there is being a nice guy to me. We're still finding time here on these tyres. I'm really surprised actually, because these tyres do wear pretty easily. But no, this looks like there's some life still left in the old boy, so to speak. You know, if we carry on this type of performance, well, I might even be getting a contract offer from a team like Force India or someone halfway through the season, which would be quite nice to see. Or I think I would like to round off this season 1 staying in this Haas, and maybe for season 2, which I do plan on doing on this game. Maybe then moving up to a team like Force India. I don't want to go straight to a Merc from a Haas, because I think that's just quite absurd, to be honest, and quite unrealistic if you ask me. And I'm not really seeing, you know, someone like Grosjean going from a Haas straight to a Merc, if you catch him drift and all that. Anyway, 3.3 seconds ahead of Hamilton. Doesn't look like he's going to be bothering us in terms of him taking this P1 off us, and it looks like we're going to be winning our second race of the season, our second race for Haas, and Haas is going to get their second win of the season as well via us. And yeah, a really good weekend this has been actually. Managed to get pole in Q3, and we're going to come away with a win here. Checkered flag is out, and put up the rich mix. We're not going to run out of fuel this time around like it happened in Australia, and we win the Russian Grand Prix. I sure have, mate. Thank you very much. So there we are, our second win for Haas, and yeah, the American team getting another win under their belt. So let's look at us on the podium. Myself, Ricardo and Hamilton would have seen Verstappen there, but he did lose his P3 to the Australian driver, and fair play to that car, did perform really well this weekend. And that's another trophy to add to our trophy cabinet. My guy and my avatar right there looking very happy, and it's now time for the champagne. Non-alcoholic champagne, as you do, right into the view of the cameraman, not right there, not Ricardo. And yeah, hopefully we're going to be seeing this occur a lot more times than it has in this series so far. Our second win for Haas, and Haas's second win, like I just mentioned, and I wonder where that's going to put us in terms of the drivers' standings. So we won a race by 4.5 seconds, 4.5 seconds, so to speak. Bottas, I believe, got a time penalty right there. Quite funny, actually, and quite ironic in comparison to what happened at the end of the race last year in 2015. Sorry, not last year. So you know, that was that. Or was it last year? I'm not too sure. Anyway. We're still in third place, but it's now bunched up quite a lot. We're 7 points behind Rosberg, and yeah, not too bad if you ask me. He didn't really have the best of the weekend, and we managed to get a nice 23-point gap ahead of Vettel, so you know, that's even better, to be honest, because he was right on our back. In terms of constructors, we are back up to second now. We managed to take second off Ferrari, and yeah, we're 75 points behind Mercedes, but you know, it's more than likely that they're going to win the Constructors' Championship, because you know, they always do, and they've got two really good drivers. Anyway, that aside, let's have a look at the resource points online we did get for winning that race. Well, two penalties occurred, actually. I believe it's counting me getting 2 warnings for exceeding track limits as a penalty. So we lost 2 points for there on our disciplinary record. But regardless of that, we get 88 more points on top of what we originally had in terms of our resource points. And let's have a look at the rivalry update. We should have breezed past Vettel here in terms of that. He only finished 6th. We also won the race. And yeah, we did. So we are leading the rivalry. We both kept the penalty free, and we both finished the race, so he did manage to get 2 right there, but we are leading it by 4, so that's nice to see as well. Session goal achieved, teammate goal achieved, and obviously we are still above targets in finishing 15th or higher. And going to probably get a couple more points here in terms of our career score. Yeah, no fast tracks triggered, penalty free weekend, fail. It's counting obviously the track limits warnings as a and penalty-free weekend. Anyway, that will bring an end to episode 4 of my ever 2016 career mode with Haas on my channel. Let's see if we can upgrade anything on the car. We'll do drag barge boards, as that's the only thing we can actually afford in terms of ones we do have, so that will be added to the car at the start of the next race, which is in Catalonia in Spain, not where I said it was. So there we are, 2 fifth place finishes and 2 wins for Haas. Not too bad if you ask me, and we got 2 trophies in a trophy room, which is great to see as well. Don't believe we're going to win the Constructors' Championship, but in comparison to how we've been doing so far, we could be on perhaps for winning the Drivers' Championships. As you can see, we are 3rd place there, 7 points behind Rosberg. Anyway, look forward to this returning next week, episode 5, next Tuesday. We'll be racing in Spain. Until then, thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I've been entertaining to take care of yourself. Have a nice rest of your Tuesday. Peace. Yeah.